There are many reasons why Sigma males hide from the world. At times we may seem like a perpetual hermit. For starters, we enjoy our own company and prefer not to be around people we don't have a strong connection with. While most people isolate from depression, not a Sigma, and some may mistake our isolation as depression, but in fact they are two very different things. Depression is when a person is consumed with sadness, worthlessness, and emptiness, and our society has placed a bad stigma on isolation. But it's important to note that isolation is not always caused by depression. There are a lot of reasons why someone might choose to isolate themselves. A Sigma's isolation is driven by other factors. Some people may isolate because they're shy or introverted, while others may do it as a way to cope with a traumatic event. But a Sigma has multiple functions to the act of isolation. To understand, we must know what motivates the Sigma male. This is why they are often misunderstood. Many people don't understand why we isolate ourselves from the world, and why we can be so difficult to connect with. Even describing Sigma men as a man who walks away from society is untrue. Sigmas have contributed so much to society, even with our elusive nature. In this video I will explain why the Sigma male hides or checks out from society. 1. Sigmas observe the craziness of society. In our fast-paced, crazy, unpredictable world, it's not surprising that more and more people are turning to isolation as a way to get away. We are constantly bombarded with noise and distractions. It's no wonder that more and more people are seeking out moments of peace and quiet. Whether it's spending time in nature, burying ourselves in a good book, or simply spending time alone, there's something about hiding for the world that can be incredibly refreshing. Whether it's the political climate, gender wars, fake celebrity culture, and corporate news programs, there is an assault on our minds daily. And worst, when we see otherwise rational people caught in the frenzy of society, we become aware. Isolation can be a great way to find peace and quiet, and to get away from the craziness of society. Sigmas can become overwhelmed and stressed out with the constant pressure to follow the social norms of society and need solace. Isolation helps us not be consumed with the negative effects of a crazy society. 2. Sigmas have contempt for the rules. Sigmas do not want to follow the usual routines of life. We do not like to be boxed in by these rules. We prefer to live independently. A Sigma is more of a free thinker than a follower. This is sometimes detrimental to normal flow of society. Sigma men will always disregard the normal rules such as go to college, find a career, get married, or buy a house. We will create a life that fits our own values and standards. We understand most social constructs, roles, or rules only limit our lives. We also know unconsciously that most people who succeed don't follow the rules. We are free thinkers who don't care what other people think, and we don't worry about what people think of us. This is why we don't try to cater to other people's expectations. In short, we live in our own world, and we do not want to be controlled by the social norms. 3. Sigmas isolate to create his ideas. Sigmas can come up with some pretty great ideas. Our unconventional thinking requires isolation. Some Sigmas can spend a whole year living in a small room, just to focus on their work. Even the artistic Sigmas, like Van Gogh, can live in a remote cabin, just to focus on his art. We may think of projects and ideas, then isolate ourselves to focus on our work. Also consider, Sigma men are perfectionists, and have a higher chance of isolation. If they feel they're stuck, or not getting anywhere, we want everything to be perfect, and we never feel good enough. This can often lead to a feeling of isolation, because we are the only ones who can bring our ideas to life. Think about the countless number of Sigmas who have started businesses, or written books, or created incredible works of art, all by focusing on our work and shutting out the rest of the world. Let's take a look at what our community is saying. Brett says,
I am 100% a Sigma. I love being alone. Do not talk much and love my own time and space. My wife has only just discovered I am a Sigma. I repair things in my own time. Been together 20 years, but I do not take any drama. Or any other thing.
Yes, we love being alone, Anil writes.
OMG. Are you narrating my story? I've gone through all this burning hell. And the best version of myself now. Each word is an ultra. 100% Sigma this side. What I ultimately learn is that life is one-way traffic. No reverse gear in real life.
Thanks, Anil. Glad you enjoyed the videos. Spa writes.
Sigmas are very smart. Maybe they self-indulge their toxicity for short periods in order to extract revenge. However, they move on quickly, reinventing themselves, studying, practicing, meditating, honing their craft, elevating themselves. Sigmas aren't tied down and can walk away and let people stew in their own stuff. We can't help them and have greater goals to pursue.
And that leads us to the next reason Sigmas hide or isolate. 4. Sigmas ghost to protect their boundaries. Sigma men are very particular to the type of friendships they keep, and with their high sense of self-awareness, they can usually see toxic behavior and patterns in others. And while they may confront some deep relationships to resolve the issue, other casual relationships they will simply ghost. This ghosting is used as a way to protect their boundaries and protect themselves from toxic relationships. Ghosting is a very effective way to communicate boundaries, as some relationships are negative or really draining. Ghosting communicates you are not interested in continuing the interaction and you want the other person to respect your decision and leave you alone. Sigmas will be very thoughtful of who they ghost, and will make sure to only ghost people who genuinely deserve it, and not burn any bridges. In closing, there are a few key reasons why Sigma men isolate, mainly because they want to live a life of peace and freedom and avoid being controlled. However, if they stay in isolation for too long, it can be harmful to our mental health. It's important for all Sigma to balance their need for isolation or hiding with social interaction. So, it's important to reach out to someone and talk. Hey Sigmas, we'll be featuring your comments in the next video. Leave us your comments. Also check out our other videos. Thanks for watching.